Welcome to Heart to Care, Tanzania's first annual garden party to foster new growth for Bethany Pre and Primary School in Tanzania. I truly have been amazed at the response since the charity began, and I am very excited to see the ways in which it will continue to grow. I trust most of you have read the story or watched a video of how this all began. It was a most unexpected beginning. It certainly was not something I planned, but it was meant to be. And here we are learning more about this mission and the beautiful children we are helping to have a better future. As you can see, I am wearing a traditional Maasai dress that was handmade for me by Emmanuel's sister Rema. The beaded necklace, earrings, shoes, bracelet, and headpiece were gifts from the family as well. Emmanuel also prepared these blue t-shirts as gifts to our family. He was so proud and excited to be giving us these gifts. After some last-minute alterations, I attended church with Emmanuel's family in my Maasai dress. Rema and Ojan's twin girls, Glory and Gladys, were also dressed up so cute. They were very proud to have me at church with them. I was asked to come forward to say hello, and I surprisingly did not feel out of place at all. During my 2-week stay, I always felt safe, loved, and welcomed. This is a group of family and friends who I spent most of my time with, and I finally understand why they say, "You're welcome," when I have not first said, "Thank you." They say, "You're welcome," because you are always welcome to their home and into their lives. 1 year ago, there was a farm field here. The land belongs to Ojan, Emmanuel's brother-in-law. Ojan was given this land by his father. There are 9 children, Ojan's family, but his father gave him the largest section of land because his father saw what a hard worker he was. In gratitude for what he had been given, Ojan had a dream of an orphanage or a school on this piece of land that is about the size of a football field. With the school zoning rules, he can no longer grow crops on this land, but the land is perfect for a school, as there are many children living in the area. Ojan is always thinking of how to save money for the school, and so this past spring, we rented farmland 7 hours away to grow crops for our school lunches and porridge. They grew and harvested 15 large sacks of beans and corn. Right now, our 60 children are fed morning porridge in their classrooms. They do get dismissed a little earlier than they will be next year when the school lunches are provided. They can stay longer then into the afternoon. An interesting side story about Emmanuel. Emmanuel is very close to his sister Rema, the eldest of 6 children, 1 girl and 5 boys. He lived with Ojan and Rema since the age of 11. His sister only went to grade 7 in school, age 16, because the family could not afford the government schooling, and like many parents back then, and even now, the parents receive a bride price when their daughter gets married. So at age 16, she married Ojan, age 24. She wanted Emmanuel to come live with them. He said he was a kid and he would do whatever he was told to do. 2 years later, he had a nephew to help take care of. He continued to live with Ojan and Rema the remainder of his school years. He saw his mom and dad and other siblings often, as they do live within walking distance, but to help his sister, he walked double the distance to school and helped with childcare, when just a young child himself. Ojan helped pay a portion of Emmanuel's secondary school tuition and safari guide training. But once the Samuel children became school age, Ojan could no longer afford to help as much with Emmanuel's education, especially the safari guide training. That is why Emmanuel did not finish his training, but luckily Emmanuel landed a job in the gift shop where I met him. That story is on the website video of how it began. Helping family members has always been a part of this family. They may not be rich, but they have big hearts. Heart to Care Tanzania was formed to help this family's dream of investing in the future come true. The charity provides support for the children at the Bethany Pre and Primary School. All classes are taught in English, and having a quality education is a major benefit for these children. In our beginning efforts to raise money for the school and mission, we had a plant sale in 2017. We raised $17,000. Money was sent to Emmanuel and construction started the next week. The dream was taking flight. It is amazing to watch them work. All work is done by hand. The workers make $10 a day and the engineers paid $15 a day.
Hello, good morning. You can see we are working to put a bed start. Use the local instrument.
All pebbles and supplies are hand-loaded into trucks. This is the only piece of machinery I have seen, a tamper for the foundation walls. Concrete is hand-mixed bag by bag. The mixed concrete is delivered wheelbarrow by wheelbarrow into the building. Walls started growing September 23rd. The roof was purchased and installed 1 month from groundbreaking. Uniforms were especially designed for our school and are sewn at the school by a personal seamstress. She received $7 per outfit for labor and materials about $13. The kids loved their uniforms. A generous donor provided enough funds for each child to have 1 uniform and a Friday gym suit made specially for them. The school doors opened January 8th, Emmanuel's 26th birthday, 1 year from meeting Emmanuel in the gift shop and then Gora Gora Lodge. The school started with 32 children. We now have 60 children and growing. A bus was purchased as a Christmas present to the school. As of today, 26 children ride the school van and 31 walk to school. Sometimes the bus gets stuck during the rainy season. In order to receive our school registration number, the government required us to show we were serious about being a primary school, so 4 more classrooms were needed right away. Construction started again February 17th. In 9 months, we have built the first and second school buildings with a total of 8 classrooms, an office, and a workroom for the teachers, located in the second school building. We also have a government-required washroom for 4 boys and 4 girls. We do need to get sinks in the washrooms yet. That will be done when more funds are available. We also have our own cistern to store water to use for construction and to water the plants during the rainy season. Some of the $20,000 from this year's plant sale helped finish the second school building, which cost approximately $27,000 to build. The first school building cost $24,550. That now brings us to our last government requirement to be a registered school, and that is a proper kitchen. 3 days after this year's plant sale, Emmanuel and the engineer video chatted me to discuss the location of the needed kitchen. It was decided that it only made sense to construct the kitchen inside the dining hall. The dining hall will also be a community center, which they can rent after school hours for weddings, graduations, and community meetings and events. The goal is to make the school as self-sufficient as possible. Construction of the community center began already June 4th, and the walls are quickly growing. They are nearly to the roof level. Unfortunately, funds from this year's plant sale are nearly depleted. As of July 12th, $20,385 has been spent on this building so far. Emmanuel has enough money to take the building to the roof level, but a roof must finish off the building, where the kitchen can be made inside the building. Emmanuel saw this community center one day during his hunt for supplies. He fell in love with the looks of this building. He showed this to the engineer, and we'll see how close this picture resembles our finished building. I have never sent formal blueprints, but I have been very pleased so far with what the engineer has constructed. I trust it will be beautiful. And knowing Emmanuel, he will only have things built in order of priority, so this building will be a work in progress as funds allow. We will have the government-required kitchen done first. That is our #1 priority once we have a roof on this building. While the construction continues on the community center, school is back in session, and our first real piece of playground equipment was just built. It warms my heart to see the new swing sets. They have even painted numbers and letters on the framework, so learning continues even on the playground. We have now come full circle, back to the children and their educations. Once the infrastructure is built, the focus can once again be on the children and the scholarships for the children. Together, we are empowering a new generation to have better lives. On our website, you can find information about donating towards scholarships for these children. The children are so beautiful and appreciative of all your support. It means the world to them that you have a heart to care about them and this mission. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.